1 Hour Smart Home here, and today we're going to review the Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer, which we've got right here sitting in our lovely New York strip steak. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook with this, and I'm going to talk about what this can do while we are using our Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer. Now, this can be used to grill, but it also can just be used for normal cooking, and there's a wide variety of things that you can use it for. However, we're going to get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is open up the Meter app, which we've already done, and we've got a whole nother video that shows you how to set up the Meter Smart Thermometer. But what's neat about it is it shows that the internal temperature is currently 54 degrees. I've had the steak out for a few minutes, and it says the ambient temperature is 100, and that's because it's sitting right next to the grill, which I've already warmed up. Now that we've got the app set up, we want to take our Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer and we want to make sure we correctly insert it into whatever we're cooking. So there's a little line right here, and you're going to insert that into the steak that we're cooking, and you want to make sure that this is all the way inside of whatever you're cooking. So we're going to do that right now, and we're going to insert it horizontally is what I've found works best to cook a steak. We've got the smart thermometer inserted into the steak, and now we want to set up a cook. So I'm just in the app here and I click on no cook setup, and it's going to show you everything again here, the internal temperature, it's going to show you the target temperature, ambient temperature. I'm going to click tap to set up cook right here, and then we're cooking beef, so I'm going to click that on the top, but you can see there's a ton of other options there. You've got beef, pork, poultry, lamb, fish, and other. Looks like a dinosaur there, but you've got venison, reindeer, moose, buffalo, ostrich, mutton, kangaroo, goat, and other. I'm going to leave the other out of there, and we're just going to cook some beef right now. And what I also like about this is you can go into your custom cook or previous cooks, and you can actually rate how good it was every time you cooked. So I really like the tracking functionality of the app, but then also some of the additional functionality. So we're going to click on beef, and then you can choose what cut you're doing or what you're doing, a roast or something else. But we're just going to cook a New York strip, which we've got down here, and we're using a gas grill, but it's got it dialed in for all these different options. So if you are a charcoal person, you can absolutely do it on a charcoal grill, or maybe you are somebody that does it in an oven on a cast iron skillet, or maybe you're a smoker person. Whatever you are, they've got an option for you. We're going to click on gas grill right here, and then you can choose what you are going to do. So I'm going to go medium rare today, right there. So that's 130 to 139. And then all we're going to do is click start cook up at the top. Here it says sound output appears to be muted on this device. Unmute the device if you want Meter to play sounds to alert you of changes in the status of your cook. I absolutely want that, so I'm going to press OK, and then I'm just going to turn the volume on right here, so silent mode is off. Now we're ready to go. So it says estimated cook time, the ambient temperature is 97, the target temperature is 135, and our internal right now is 49 degrees. So let's put this on the grill and get it going. We've got our grill warmed up right now. I've got it to 600 degrees. Usually I cook a little bit closer to 500, but we're going to turn that down right now. And now we're going to take our steak and put it on the grill. So I'm going to throw this on right here, and we are good to go. Now we're going to go back to the app here and see what's happening while we are grilling our steak. So you can see some of the numbers are changing here already. It says ambience 146, 153, and that is the end of the Meter Plus 2. That's measuring what it is inside the grill. And then we've got our target temperature, and then on our internal temperature, 50 degrees. So eventually what happens is your internal temperature gets to the target temperature, and then it's time to take it off. But right now it says our ambience 237. And when you put something on the grill and you've opened it up, typically the temperature goes down a little bit. So mine did go from 600 to, it's right at about 550, which is pretty close to where I want it. So I'm going to dial these down just a little bit, because as fat burns off of the steak, typically it gets a little bit warmer. So we're going to keep it nice and slow here, but still up high. Now it's estimating our cook time. So In a couple minutes, what it's going to do, it's going to tell us how long we have left based on how quickly the internal temperature of the steak starts to heat up. So that's a really nice feature as well, because you can know that in 5 to 10 minutes, your steak is going to be done. So we're going to let it do its thing here, and we're going to watch this. Okay, it says we got a little flare up there, which means that it's getting a little bit too hot inside here. So we're going to take a look at this, and this is one of the things that I like about this feature on the Meter Smart Thermometer. It says we've got a little flare up, so I'm just going to move that just a little bit, just so that we are out of that flare up zone, and we're going to click dismiss right now. And what happens is, you know, on the flavorizer bars, sometimes you get some stuff that is going to flare up, and that could burn your steak if you're not careful, but we're keeping a close eye on it here. But that's one of the things that you probably don't typically see on other smart meat thermometers, so it can detect when there is a flare up. We're going to turn down the temperature a little bit on this, because right now we're going higher and higher. We're at 607, so I'm going to turn this way down here. We want to get this grill a little bit cooler, see if we can't get it cooled off. So I'm turning it way down, and let's see if we can move this again here, just to right here. Typically, I don't have that many flare-ups, but today we're having a little bit more than usual. Now, I'm cooking this on a Weber Genesis 3 burner propane gas grill. I've had this gas grill for a while, been through a lot of different grills, but typically, if I can swing it, try and go with a Weber grill. They last a long time. The last one I had was actually natural gas hardwired to the house, which was awesome because you never run out of any kind of gas. You just run it with that natural gas, which is awesome. So here it's telling us our internal temperature 76 degrees, target's 135, ambient is 611. Still working to get that down a little bit. It does look like it's going down 610, and we have got 8 minutes remaining for our New York strip steak. All I did to the steak was put a little bit of salt and pepper on it. And this is not a cooking show, so I am not the best cook by any means. This is a smart home show. However, this meat thermometer does help make me a better griller and cook. Typically cooking a steak, I would just say 5 minutes each side. But with this, you've got more information here, and I do find that it gets me closer to getting exactly to that target temperature of rare or medium rare or whatever I want. So I'm gonna wait for probably another minute or two here, and then I'm gonna flip it over. And it looks like we do have our ambient temperature going down. So it's saying 608 inside. On the external temperature of the grill, it says that we've got 500 right here. So that is a good sign. We're getting rid of that flare up. Just a fair amount of fat on the steak, and that's to be expected. Now, one of the things that I like the most about this, besides it telling you the internal temperature and target temperature, is that it will actually tell you ahead of time that, hey, once your steak gets to, let's say, 130, 125, you need to take it off and let it rest, because the internal temperature is going to keep raising while you are grilling the steak. So it takes a little while for that heat to sink in, and you want to actually take the steak off before you get to 135, and the app will coach you to do that. It says Meter 2 Plus, your remaining cook time estimate is now available. We'll dismiss that up there at the top, and we're just gonna continue to take a look at this. So I'm gonna flip this now. It says we've got 6 minutes remaining. We're doing a good job kind of managing the flare-ups. I might have gotten that side a little bit too crispy, but we're gonna make sure the other side doesn't get as crispy. So that is on me, but in no way overcooked. But I definitely had a little bit of flare up there. I don't know if it was from cooking something fatty on that side the other day, and we've got something that's burning off on the flavorizer bars. And how you can usually prevent that is just run your grill on high after you cook something, and that will help. But I must not have done that last time I cooked. And I tend to use just one side of the grill more than the other, which is this side. And that's how we've got everything to set up the video. So once again, please, in the comments, I know I will probably get roasted for this, for overcooking something, but the internal temperature isn't overcooked. We're gonna make sure we get the right internal temperature. I just got a little crispy on one side there, so go easy on me, but I'm sure this will still taste excellent. All right, we are getting closer and closer here. We are down to 1 minute remaining. As you can see on the app right here, it is tough with these shadows. It says remove from heat. So our internal temperature got to 125. Our target is 135, which means we can now remove this from heat, and that internal temperature is going to keep going up. And that's what we call letting it rest. So everyone is excited for this. My dogs are going crazy inside here. And let's see. Okay, look at this side of this steak here. We got this one perfect on this side. Maybe it's a little crispy on the other side, but you can see that is just beautiful. So let's take a look at what is going on here now. You can see that, and look at that. We didn't overcook that side whatsoever. That looks beautiful right there. Nice New York steak strip. And you can see we've got our meter thermometer in the end. So it says remove from heat. It says our internal temperature is 134 right now. Ambient temperature is 410. So I am just going to click, I took it off, and it says resting. So now we're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. It says you want to let it rest for 2 minutes. So let's move this over to the side and try and get a better shot of that. And let's see if we still can't get the phone in here so you can see what is going on. Okay, there we go. Once again, sorry, we're actually in shadows. I don't know, it's just a bright day, and so a lot of glare. So bear with me here on trying to get this recorded and showing you what this is. I'm gonna go grab a knife, and hopefully by the time I get back here, this thing is gonna be done resting. So you can see our internal temperature, even after we took it off, went up to 137. Our target's 135. So we ended up a little bit higher than what our target was. And that's good that we took it off when we did, but the internal temperature keeps going up sometimes even after you have taken it off the grill. And it says almost there resting. So grab a knife and I will be right back. Okay, great. It says our steak is ready for eating here. You can see it says ready. I'm gonna click ready, and it gives you all kinds of information on the cook summary. So I'm gonna cut into this, stick around, we're gonna eat this steak, and then I'm gonna go through everything about the app and what my thoughts are on the meter thermometer. Now, one thing that is just a tip if you end up getting one of these is that this is still really hot when you try and pull it out, and you definitely don't want that in there while you are trying to eat your steak. So what I do is just take a little paper towel or something, set that to the side, let it cool off, and now I'm ready to eat. And then it's got a little base here that you put it back in once you've cleaned it, and this is how you charge it up, and this is what connects to Bluetooth so that it will connect to your phone so you can use your Meter Smart Thermometer. So let's take a look at this. Let's go right in the middle, see how this looks. All right. Look at that, that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna eat this, and then we're going to finish our review of the Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer or Smart Meat Thermometer. The steak was delicious, and I just wanted to show you a couple more features of the Meter app and the Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer. So this is the thermometer up close, and it just goes in this charging port like so, and once you put it in there, it will recharge. It has a AAA battery in here, completely replaceable. I like how easy they make it to replace it, and then you've got two actual magnets right here so you can put it on a magnetic surface like a refrigerator. In terms of the battery life, I've had this for at least 3 or 4 months. I've never changed the battery, so no issues there. It seems to last a long time. And a tip, if you do get one of these, is sometimes you get a little char up here at the top just from being on the grill. A magic eraser will take that right off and it'll look brand new. So if you want to do that, you can, no problem at all. But once you're done, you basically just put it in this port like so, and it works really well. And it's just a really slick design. Now, in terms of the app, you can see all the stuff we saw already, the internal temperature, the ambient temperature, the target temperature. I click here to set up a cook. But what's neat is that you can set up a custom cook, but the previous cooks are in here as well. So I'm gonna click on that, and then you can see all of your previous cooks. So I've got 4 previous cooks in here, steaks, and you can see what temperature it was and how long it took to cook. And let's say I just click right here. it shows you a chart of how long it took to cook and the temperature. So it'll show you your internal temperature right here and how that goes up, and then it shows you the ambient temperature. That's that green line up at the top, and you can see how that goes up and then it dropped down a little bit. And I probably should have cooked with this one an ambient temperature a little bit lower. I probably should have been closer to 550 rather than up there in the 600s. But you can see it shows your peak temperature, your target temperature, and then you can rate this cook. So I rated it 5 stars. It was really good. And then you can give your cook feedback here. You click yes, and you say what you were cooking. I was direct hit grilling. And it says, what did you use? I used a Weber, and you can kind of track all of that, and that was a Weber Genesis, and I'm just going to click submit. And then you could even share this, but I'm not going to do that. In terms of what else it has, it shows you your range, medium rare. So I was in the 130 to 139. You could definitely cook it rare if you wanted, or you could go medium, or whatever else you wanted. And it tells you your total duration here. And then you can put some notes in here. So like I would put, for this one, flare up, and maybe I would write something like lower ambient temperature, and then I have that note in there, and I can look at that in the future if I want. And I could go back to my other ones here. This one got a little bit hotter, but you can see once again the ambient temperature curve a little bit different here. So that was too hot. It's hard right now because we're moving into spring and it's warmer outside versus when I was grilling in the winter and we had a lot more wind and stuff like that. Now on the app, you also have all these different menus and recipes, so you can check these out if you want, and you can click what you want, and they just give you ideas for cooking. And then you've got this spotlight. There's some deals here, but then also some guest cooks. So pretty neat little app here in terms of what you can do. And I do like that it allows you to track what you want, or you can set up the cook with any of these different items here. So poultry, you can choose what you want there. Same thing with pork, different cuts, beef, lamb, fish, or other. So overall, my impressions of this are I have really liked the Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer. The previous generations seem really great as well, but what this one does, it has longer range, longer battery life. And overall, what I like is how simple the app is, right? You can get into the details and do a lot of different stuff with it and get as complicated as you want, but the most basic premise of using it as a meat thermometer works really well. You just tap to set up a cook, click beef, and I'm going to choose a strip steak, and I'm on a gas grill. Done. Right now, I can click start cook, and then it says, okay, I have 12 hours of battery time remaining, and that's because I left this uncharged overnight. No problem. So here we are, we're ready to cook. That took maybe 20 seconds top. That is what I like about this thing, is the simplicity of the app, the simplicity of the smart thermometer. It doesn't try to be something it's not. It is for grilling, for cooking, and it makes it that easy. There's not a huge interface you have to go through or all kinds of different stuff. There's 1 or 2 or 3 button presses and you're good to go. So thanks for watching this review of the Meter 2 Plus Smart Thermometer. Check the links down below in the description if you're interested in this, and or if you want to learn more about smart home technology. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.